Hello everyone, it's Friday. I got so many orders to do. It's crazy, I can't believe this. It's one of those things we hear about, like Disney when Toy Story came out, how they were a bit short-sighted on how much stuff they would sell on it. Oh, that's what this thing's turned out to be. But anyways, besides that, people also ask about, or I've heard them comment about, they'd like to see my greeble box. I'd love to see your greeble box. If so, I decided to do this little video on it. First off, it's one of these things. A friend of mine gave me these, which are excellent. This is for this kind of greeble. These I got from a bunch of these from door handles upstairs. This one, tons of greebles, you name it. Different shapes. There's one for my old shovel path. Because I do sell a box of greebles, I call it. It's like 350 pieces. A lot of these are from that. There's some like Millennium Falcon engine parts. Millennium Falcon, another engine part, just straight. So there's that one. And some of them vary from old parts, like these are from an old laser disc or Blu-ray player. The detail is pretty cool. Make a good roof for something, or even a floor. So you use everything and anything. So you may not be able to hear my talking sometimes. This little piece of chain, believe it or not, as ridiculous as it is to have, is from Doc Ock, Spider-Man 2. Because this kind of went around his girdle part and held it in. Decided to make some resin ones, which we bent and curved for the not the hero prop, but the secondary pieces. And just normal kit bashing, from an old Hubble telescope. This is from Starship Troopers, the Ticonderoga, I think it was called. It's a it was the big space station. So that's what this was built for. This is from Spaceballs. That's some of the detail siding on the Spaceball one, I think it was called. Like I said, and just interesting things. This was like this rubber plastic, and I just thought it was a really cool shape, so I molded it and cast it to be used for something down the line. So that's kind of it. I'll just show you slowly. I think this is from an air freshener, but it could be like a miniature building if you want it to be, or it could be a crazy looking engine of some kind. Put some lights in there, dancing around and stuff. Also, piping, like garden piping and stuff like that. But you can see all the detail on it. You can do a lot with that. Probably I would cast this in resin or something, or put resin in it. Something to keep it solid and into the shape. But it makes a good engine, rocket engine, and clean it up a bit. From a Sea King helicopter, the 3-bladed Sea King helicopter. I used to have the main body to this. It was like 6 foot long. It was from My Fellow Americans. Obviously it's from the props up top. And sadly I got rid of it. That's part of Doc Ock's girdle inside the girdle. This is like one of the little details. And just, that's out of a, I think it's out of one of those pot holders. I just threw some resin on it to get a casting out of it. Just crazy. I have no idea what this is from. It's a neat looking thing though. So kind of a lot of the same. It's from the 11-foot Discovery that I worked on with Scott Alexander. Also the engine from the 11-foot Discovery. Really pisses me off that I sold my 5-foot resin model in hopes of getting that higher end version that they were going to release. It was Hasegawa or something like that, and then they decided not to release it. So that kind of foobars me, because I wanted a 5-foot one. Yeah, you got the smaller one that Pegasus Hobbies makes, or is it Lunar Models? I can't remember. Polar Lights. This is actually an extension cord thing. These little things would pop open. I thought, wow, what a cool thing. So I did a quickie flash mold of it. It seems to me that these things would be good like in clusters, like, I don't know, like power packs or fuel, whatever's, fuel, cold fuel. It's like really weird big stuff. That's stuff from Iron Man. That's the thing on the side that shoots off the countermeasures. A little stupid little rocket thing from who knows what. This wheel I made, it was from that remake, unfortunately, of Flight of the Phoenix. Not a very good movie, as we know. You don't need pirates. They already had enough problem being out in the middle of nowhere to survive without throwing some pirates in there. I mean, I have no idea what this thing is from. You know, one of the things about the movie business is when you go through the parts, you cast up some parts for yourself, and you stick them in the box and save them. This is from Contact. I think this is from the full-size sphere. It is the full-size spheres that she gets into. I mean, they made some larger one. No, this ain't the full size. This is like the half-scale one. But this is on the sphere. They have these giant hydraulics that come out here, and they connect to this big, like, framework that went around the sphere. You know, that dropped out of the bottom of that machine. And let's see, last but not least, that's in the way. Like I said, just jump parts, airplane. That's part of a toy. You know, there's a nice looking dome that I found. I'm not sure. Is that a plexiglass place in Florida? It's just a nice shape. Maybe I'll use it for some. Matter of fact, I know exactly what these are for. I'm going to make a tank dragster. Dragster tank as a kit. And then this big thing from something, I don't know. I'm going to fix that little hole there and backfill it with resin. Because I have the small, I've seen the small ones, but I've never seen the large one. And of course you got your eggs. You know, whatever. For whatever. And that's probably it. Yeah, eggs. Always can use eggs. So that's this thing. This one here, plastic. You know, all sorts of. This is all the domes, different size domes and everything. And again, this is like, that's what I call my immediate inner Greebles box. You know, it's a lot of the stuff that's in that one, but you know, like my choice parts, which I can grab to use for things, and some wren shape, you know, to use for modeling and tooling. So just a bunch of little blocks, leftover blocks. So photo etch, and you'll probably recognize some of it if you're a film nut. I worked at Boss Film. They had all sorts of different types of photo etch, you know, that you could, you know, that we use for everything. A lot of it was leftover stuff you just buy. A lot of stuff in here is bizarre. A lot of it's from Blade Runner, the original Blade Runner movie. So there's all sorts of crazy stuff in here for Blade Runner. Okay, I'm gonna get the plastic thing open. Yeah, anyways, it's kind of hard to see, I know, through the bag. But just all this weird photo etch and stuff left over from the hopper. Sometimes I mold photo etch too. That's out of a Millennium Falcon. Like this is also out of a Millennium Falcon flooring. Someone had to mold it because I use it for a lot of stuff. Even that tank there's got some of this stuff here in it for flooring. And other, like I said, photo etch. That's it. Blade Runner stuff. A little bit of Roger Young's, you know, Starship Troopers. This is probably what's left of my Blade Runner tech. I can just call it tech. But a lot of this kind of crazy stuff here that you see, all this weird kind of shapes. There you go. That's Blade Runner stuff. And newer looking. It's held up. Blade Runner. Oop, piece of Blade Runner on the floor. No, this is not Blade Runner. So yeah, it's kind of fun. Back to work. Got more ton of these interior resin kits to do. I just made some new molds because the chair molds, the really detailed molds are the ones that go first. The smoother ones, they tend to last a lot longer, like the walls and stuff like that. So I just redid a new set of chair molds and ceiling molds. You know, they're the clear panels. You know, that's starting to get a little long in the tooth, I like to say. Usually what I do when they start to feel like they're sticking to it a little bit is I'll if you put a clear spray on it, like a clear parts, I use a clear spray. You know, I have a clear primer. I make a clear primer, and I'll spray the mold with that. Or if it's regular resin parts, I'll just spray it with a regular gray primer. So a trick that that Greg Gentle showed me. You know, when you make molds and stuff like that. Paint primer spraying, rattle can primer paint into the molds versus using mold release, which always adds a texture.